Joe! Joe の野郎。鬼姫が完全にぶっ潰しやがって。
Oh my god. Hello everyone, welcome to Joe Consumes Cinema. I'm your host. Spring has returned to the Dangpei Boxing Club, and today we have Ashita no Joe, episode 58. So really cool last episode. We had the spar between Nishi and Joe. You know, right now, going into Joe's return debut against that rookie, I forget his name already, but I'll relearn it again, because we're getting right to it this episode. But Joe is hesitant to do anything but attack the body. He has a mental block right now where he can't attack the face, because he's afraid of, doing what he did to Rikishi, where that left hit him upside the right temple and killed him. So he has a mental block. I do think that Dangpei is correct in saying that, Joe's killer instinct will kick in during a real fight, and he will, if he has no other choice, throw to the head. And yeah, I think we're going to get the fight right away. It should be somewhat difficult for Joe in the beginning, because again, he's just going to attack the body. His opponent will see this, and then figure, okay, if he's only going to attack my body, I'm going to lower my guard to make it more difficult for him to hit anything vital, and then I'm going to be able to counter him when he attacks the body. So, yeah, doing the same thing over and over again in a fight will get you into trouble really fast once your opponent realizes what you're doing, so that's why you never do that. And, Dangpei sees the threat, Nishi sees the threat. I do think we're going to get a little bit of drama early on this episode, and that Joe will overcome and be victorious against this rookie. Again, don't remember his name, but I'll learn it, and then we'll probably be rid of this guy once and for all once Joe destroys him. But yeah, that's how I see things going. We have Yoko Shiraki racing towards the fight. She learned like 15-20 minutes before Joe's supposed to, go into the ring that this fight is happening. She raced over there. And yeah, we're going to get the fight right now, and don't want to waste any more time. Let's just get right to it. Sandbag-ni kao megake tatake 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 ashita wa kitto ashita wa dochi da Joe よ、おめえは片輪だ。ボクサーとしておめえはもう。おっちゃん、そのことをそれ以上言うたらあかん。ジョーは試合になればテンプルを打つかもしれんねや。だといいがな。The body blow of victory. Maybe he won't get over the hang-up, but it won't matter.
その再起第一戦を一目見んものと、この後楽園ホールはすでに満員の盛況であります。
Yeah, everybody's rightly amped up for Joe's comeback fight. Quick reminder to like, comment, share, subscribe. Also consider signing up for my Patreon. For $1 per month, you get access to all my exclusive reactions, also a guaranteed movie request. With that, let's get right back to the reaction.
よしてくれよ、おっさん。一体誰に向かって言ってるつもりなんだい。俺は矢吹ジョーだぜ。冗談じゃないよ。何が作戦だい。よよ、何し。今日のおっさんどうかしてるんじゃないのか。
ほんまや。おっちゃんほんまにどうかしてるんや。
Yeah, just play along.
おめえもなんか変じゃねえか。
おめえの久しぶりのリングだもんでな、つい硬くなっちまってな。
時島県所属、殿谷康介。関根ジム所属、矢吹城。矢吹お久しぶり。ユッホー。ユッホー。
Well, Joe is his usual self.
それとな、顔をグローブでがっちりガードするんだ。何？力士を殺したテンプレのパンチさえ気をつけりゃいただきだからな。
The advice is oddly going to work against him, just because of Joe's hang-up.
あそこでコソコソやってるのは音羽県の会長だし、正面を陣取っているのはウルを育てたアジア県の太田会長だ。それに太陽ジムの会長、天王寺県。
There she is.
こいつは一体どうなってるんだい。
みんなおめえを見に来たのよ。
All the competition is on the lookout for Joe. See if he has any weaknesses, if he's, all there. Focus on the fight, dude.
Joe! いいですね。
Oh, shit.
分かったよ。強打者ってあんな程度のものかい。今度は俺の強打を見せる番だ。
Nothing but body blows. He's gonna break his ribs. He's just tenderizing him. Body in the shoulder over and over again. Oh, God.
今だ上位へとどめだテンプルにとどめをさせ
He's gonna guard his head, and then Joe's gonna hit him in the body again.
行けジョーテンプルだ おい矢吹どうしたまだゴングが鳴っちゃいねえぞほら KO しろ KO どうした
一体どうしたんだ。ファイトだ、ファイト。
いいからいいから。それよりトネヤのカウントを取る準備をした方がいいぜ。
え
Yeah. Delayed reaction. So despite the fact that he's got this victory, Dangpei and Nishi are even more worried for him. She's actually worried for him too.
どんなもんだよおっちゃん。ワンラウンド2分36秒の KO 勝ちだい。
ああおめでとうおめでとう喧嘩屋上見事によみがえる
素晴らしき殺人パンチ。
道楽はもうたくさん。力石君一人でおしまいだ。ところでどうだった矢吹君の試合は。
勝ちました。1ラウンド2分36秒 KO。
長いブランクだったが見事に立ち直ったというわけだ。
さ
Not
あ、
complete.
見事と言えるかしら。
Yeah.
草場の陰で力石君もおそらく幻滅してるでしょ。あんな生ぬるい試合をするなんて口ではうまく言えないけど直感でわかります。
直感？
矢吹城は完全に立ち直ってはいない。彼はそう傷ついた野獣、そんな感じを受けました。おじい様の財産分けにこの白木ジムを陽子に譲ってください。
She's not gonna let it die.
ボクシングは私にとって道楽ではありません。私の全てをかけて悔いのないものです。白木ジムの関係者全員連絡を取ってください。緊急会議を開きます。
And Dangpei can't join in the celebration.
いつか自分の傷に気がつかなくちゃなんで。あのジョーの笑顔よ。
She's up to something.
私は今白木ジムの会長になろうとしている。これでいいんだわ、これで。あの力石君の死を決して無駄にしないためにも。そして。
Okay, I took some time just to gather my thoughts. Episode 58, another really good one. So we get Joe's comeback fight, and, you know, a little rough at first. Nishi and Dangpei are, of course, really concerned. They want to see Joe actually attack the head to prove that, you know, their fear that he can't do it is just, you know, all in their head, and that his wild instinct will come out in the moment when he needs it. Attack his opponent with killer instinct and prove that, you know, he's fully recovered and past Rikishi's death. The problem is that this rookie, Tonoya Yusuke, I believe his name is, he kind of doesn't have enough in the tank to actually push Joe to his limits. Like, he was getting the better of him, like, for a little bit in the very beginning of the first round, and then Joe scoffed at him, hit him in the stomach that hurt him, and said, "That's what counts as a heavy hitter nowadays? Like, you have no power, kid." And then just proceeded to tenderize his ribcage, you know, beating the shit out of him with nothing but body blows. And then he slumped against the ropes, you know, wide open for a shot to the face. And Dangpei is convinced that this is the moment where he's actually gonna, you know, land one home right to the head. But he doesn't do it. He fakes with the right like he's gonna attack the head, and then comes in, lands the left to the body. And it crumples him over. There's like a delayed reaction, but then he falls over and then gets counted out. Now everyone is ecstatic for Joe's victory. Like Slumtown, everybody in the crowd, you know, they're all super happy. They see nothing but positive here. But Dangpei and Nishi know the truth, that this is actually a really big problem. Joe's mental block didn't get overcome in the fight, I honestly think that was just because, his opponent wasn't capable of pressing him in a way where he had to use, a shot to the head. The fact that the mental block is there is a big problem. And again, just doing the same thing over and over again in a fight will get you countered. At the actual fight, there was a lot of other boxing managers in attendance, also Yoko, and she's someone that picked up on the fact that, something was off. It didn't feel like the Joe of old. He wasn't attacking with reckless abandon. He wasn't just trying to destroy his opponent. He was just, beating him up to the body to the point where he would quit basically from the pain. And that's not what Joe has ever done in a fight, honestly. Like, he's always trying to kill his opponent. And the fact that he actually did, he didn't really intend it. But at the same time, that's his style. When he's attacking with reckless abandon and he's trying to destroy his opponent, that's when he's at his most dangerous, and that's when he's also at his most honest. That's when he's really being Joe. Yoko picked up on it, definitely, and I think there's a chance a lot of the other coaches in attendance also picked up on it. They can tell when a punch is being thrown to just get a fighter out of there, and they can tell when a punch is being thrown to destroy the opponent. There's a big difference in, like, emotional intent, and it's something that someone with a lot of experience can pick up on, like a lot of those guys in attendance, honestly. So it's a weakness that some of them will pick up on, and yeah, it's a big problem even if right now Joe doesn't recognize it. Nishi and Dangpei do, but they don't know what to do about it exactly. Honestly, I think they should just talk with Joe and make him realize it and see if there's not a way to, overcome this mental block. Other than that, after seeing Joe's fight, Yoko went back to the Shiraki Boxing Club, has kind of convinced herself that she needs to take charge of the club herself and do it in Rikishi's memory. Like, don't let it die. And yeah, she called all the coaches and all the managers to the gym, had an emergency meeting at the very end there. And yeah, she's determined to not just let it die and not just have it be a diversion. As she said, she's willing to die for boxing now. So you can tell that she's very passionate about this, and she obviously has plans. There's some potential there that, we could see a stable of her fighters eventually go up against Joe, or even Nishi, whoever at some point. But she's determined not to let it die, and honestly, that's pretty admirable. But yeah, I do think eventually we're going to work through this mental block. I think the best thing would be to just tell Joe outright and have him confront it head on. Because eventually he's going to run into an opponent that, realizes what he's doing, only attacking the body, and then he's going to be in trouble. It is a problem, but I think it's a problem that Joe can overcome, especially if Dangpei and Nishi are just honest with him and just tell him outright that you have this mental block and, you need to work through it because otherwise you're going to get destroyed in your next fight, or, whatever it is down the line for people to catch on and then plan for it. But yeah, it was a really good episode, and honestly, I just want to get right to the next one. So as always, thanks for watching, and peace.